Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So Dokkan dropped something I think a little bit interesting last night on JP. They dropped a survey for us. Now, I know, okay, I've seen people say, oh, the surveys are just like fluff, like they don't do anything with them and stuff like that. But I do actually think surveys have been meaningful. There are things that they've asked and they've given options for people, and then people have, you know, kind of like written in and stuff like that. I think one of the big things, and I can literally point to it during this celebration right here. Oops. One of the big things that Dokkan has done, right, is on these surveys, they have given people the option a lot of times about link levels. That's been one of the big things. And if we jump over here, that we could see the Guru event, which is up during this celebration. You know, they put it as an option, you know, how about like link leveling? Do you guys want easier link leveling? I think a lot of people voted for that. They created this Guru event. Remember, they created the Metal Cooler event, which was very good during the Worldwide Download celebration. There was also the King Kai and Goku training event during the 8th anniversary, which is the best one of these. This is something that they frequently do now that I think is pretty good. Because even if you're not a heavy link leveler, I mean, you do need to link level your characters, right? At least a couple of levels gives you significant buffs to your characters. If you're, you know, a fan of Piccolo Jr., I mean, this is a character that you have to link level this guy, right? He's a Big Bad Boss's character. He has two links, especially Thirst for Conquest right here. You know, gets you huge attack and defense, 15%, and then Big Bad Boss is 25%. Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Boss's fierce battle he has with the Coolers, who are still some of the strongest villains in the game, right? And, you know, Piccolo's theme is Terrifying Conquerors. So that's a huge thing to keep in mind with that, right? So them releasing kind of like these link level help stages is very good. Even if you don't want to link level very often, you could still, oh, the Guru event is up? Well, I'll just use the new characters, you know? Maybe you're on Global, you pulled Yamcha at the start of April, but you never link leveled them. Well, you could just do a couple of quick runs in the Guru event, and you're going to get a ton of link levels very easily. One thing, when it comes to link leveling, there are a lot of smart asses, right? But really, all you might just have to do is just do the daily Master Roshi stage anyway, with characters that you want to link level. This is a 20-second per day stage, a 30-second per day stage. There's missions that give you stones all the way up to doing it 1,000 times. As long as you're just doing this once a day, you know, some of your key characters you could get link leveled. I've finished, I don't know, 20 characters full level 10 links from this event right here, so that's something huge. So what we got here, again, is a burst mode survey. Now, I like burst mode. I think burst mode is actually fine. I think it's kind of like a decent addition to the game. It's not like, oh my god, the savior of Dokkan, but it's not intended to be. This is just, they created kind of like a template, a formula, where they could give us monthly content without putting too much like development time into it, right? So they could go, you know, harder on the animations and stuff like that. People oftentimes will like say like, oh, I think the golden era of Dokkan was like, you know, when Physical Vegito Blue and AJL Rose came out, right? But then it's like, you go back and look, and like there wasn't really much content besides Dokkan events, right? Compare their animations to now, right? Like, even if Dragon Ball, like we get an anime that comes back this year, I think a lot of times we probably would not see characters drop like the same night like we did back in the past, because Vegito Blue has, you know, such a generic like Kamehameha animation, whereas compare it to now where these animations are so elaborate and one-to-one to the source material. So even if the anime comes back, we're probably not getting characters like the day that they come out like we did back in the day, because they have to put way more time and effort into the animations. So by them creating burst mode, which is kind of this thing where, you know, they just kind of create like this like template that they could use. They put it on Dokkan events. We could change sliders ourselves and make it, you know, more difficult. We get points and stuff like that. So I do like burst mode. I think it's a fine sort of mode right here. So the one thing I did catch a glimpse, yeah, because this is the most recent burst mode, was the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks one. I did catch a glimpse at one of the questions they asked in there, and it's about burst mode coins. Let me actually, real quick, before we jump in, let me go up to the data up here. So, here's the My Data page. And then down here, this is the only place we can actually kind of use our burst mode coins at this point, which is to buy these tracks from, the various events and various burst modes that we've had. But I bought a lot of the 8th anniversary, like, OST ones, like Limit Break Survivor and Cha-La, Head Cha-La. Like, I bought all those. But, like, that was, pretty much the only ones I've ever bought. I've never really touched a lot of these other tracks. Well, it seems like they're going to make the burst mode coins potentially work. And we'll be able to purchase other things besides the OSTs. Because, I don't know. I mean, just the OST to play, like, that doesn't really... Like, I'm not really dying to buy those OSTs, I guess, right? So, alright, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's take a look at what this survey looks like. Because, I mean, burst mode, I think burst mode is good. I think it's fine. But it's just like, okay, burst mode is up, chain battle is up, but it's like, I think during these major celebrations too, like Golden Week here, we really do need new difficult content, right? Like if they give us a red zone or a new legendary event, something, right? Like we can live if the Kale celebration doesn't have a red zone, right? Or, Super 17 celebration doesn't have a new legendary event. That's fine. But it's like Golden Week is kind of like a bigger set. It's not on the highest level with like Anniversary and stuff like that. But this is where difficult content really should be dropped, is this type of thing. All right, so Burst Mode ended today, the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. That's what that first one was. So here we have the actual Burst Mode survey. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it says right here. So, user survey for all users. Users who answer the survey can get 3 Dragon Stones. Cool. And then you get Dragon Stones after answering the questionnaire and stuff like that. Okay, perfect. So let's go and jump in. Let's take a look at what we got here on the Burst Mode survey. Let's go ahead and change it to English. Okay, sure. I'm 500 years old. Job. Self-employed, obviously, brah. Of course. All right, give us the good stuff. How happy are you when it comes to playing burst mode? Man, I don't want to say I'm complete. I would say I'm a little satisfied. Not happy doesn't say it. I'm not really neutral. Like, I like it, but I don't love it, right? I like it, but I don't love it. So that's what I'm going to go for. Motivation to play burst mode. So enjoying kind of like the trial and error of the gimmicks and stuff like that certainly is fun, right? Like in that Beerus burst mode, we were able to really, have characters stack up, right? Like the 8th anniversary LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is a character we could use in there, and we were able to stack like crazy. That was one example. So then keep pushing ourselves to get higher scores. Get the music we want. Just playing to play, I guess. And just playing without really caring too much. I don't know. I mean, I guess I like doing everything in game would probably be my answer. The first burst mode here, if I switch back over again, I was not the fan of this. This was not really that great. Like when this first happened, it's like, oh boy, this is not good. But then they've given us the Dokkan event ones, which have been much more fun. This one was okay, because it was a fight against UI Goku that did last for a little bit. But, like, a lot of these Dokkan event ones, I actually have enjoyed a lot. Like, the Gotenks one was kind of tough, right? Gotenks was whooping my ass a little bit. I had to rely on some dodge builds to beat Gotenks. He was slapping me up. So, it's like, I think Burst Mode is fine. Okay, what do you ask from Burst Mode? So, implement more diverse burst mode gimmicks. So, I don't know, maybe allow the boss to potentially like AoE normal or lock. Oh, I guess they all already can lock, but just other things like that. Maybe the boss can double super. Maybe the boss cancels dodge. Things like that. Want more characters available. So I guess it's just, I guess just more bosses in the event. More trial and error elements. Burst mode on more stages. I think the monthly burst modes is kind of fine. And if we kind of take a look at it, that's essentially what they have been doing is monthly burst modes. I was very quickly, I picked up on exactly what this was when they first made burst mode, that this is just, again, kind of like a template for them to be able to push out content to us without too much dev time so that they can focus their resources on probably character animations. I imagine a lot of the budget and development time and stuff like that is on the animations. And it's like, as you know, we got, you know, these sticklers in the community. If they're not perfect, or oh my god, it looks a little choppy right there. No. It's like, bro, like, it's, you know, it's a monthly Dokkan Fest. It's fine, right? Like, there's only, I still only really look at, like, the Resurrection F Blue, like, and I'm like, Goku doesn't really not look good. His super attack, right? I love the intro. I think their intro's fine. So, like, I kind of do give the character a pass just because I think they have one of the best intros. But, like, the Resurrection F Blue is the only character I've looked at and been like, okay, sure. I want to play in a different way, not in for a score format. I think the score format is fine. I want to pay more. Yes, dude. I want to pay more. Goddamn right. Let me spend money. Hell yeah. Okay. Choose your closest feedback when it comes to burst mode gimmick. Happy to have gimmicks, I guess. Burst gimmicks are too easy. I would say more choices. So that them giving us more like choices for it, allowing the enemy to do more things could be good. So like 8th Anniversary Sin is an interesting fight because that's a fight where those AoE normals, like, you know, he decides to do 3 AoE normals, it's not one, you lose on 99.9% of the game, just dies instantly, right? You know, maybe in, like, these burst modes, we could have, you know, the Kefla Dokkan event burst mode, and she's doing AoE normals and stuff like that. Again, I think giving the boss his ability to cancel dodge is another good one, because dodge is just way too strong. Again, a lot of my victories against the Gotenks burst mode, go watch the videos, man, if you don't believe me, it's because I'm dodging left and right. Gotenks is doing a lot of damage, but I'm just dodging the shit out of him, right? So, like, I do encourage them giving bosses the ability to cancel dodge. Type of burst mode gimmick that feels interesting if it's added in the future. So, okay. Let's pull this back up. So, like, okay. So, against the Beerus one, we could only use Battle of Gods characters, right? So, against this, we'd only be able to use, you know, like, Super Boos and Piccolos and stuff like that, right? Here, it could only be, like, you know, Zamasu and Trunks type characters. That could be interesting. The only thing is, you know, it's like I just feel like we need a lot more characters for that to work, right? Because it's like, there's a lot of characters who don't have that many versions, like Fusion Zamasu. Fusion Zamasu does not have that many characters in Dokkan compared to some other characters, right? Give basically the enemy more buffs, like twice the attack enemy. Scores rise when cleared within 10 turns. Sure. Those are never... I'm not like a big speedrunner type guy. Like, in any type of game, if I have to try and do it fast, that's just not really for me. I'm just not like a fast, like player, right? For sure. But, like, you know, that could be cool, sure. I mean, that would make for I guess, good content, good videos, right? Speedrunning is so popular, and, you know, I think that's definitely, you know, like, no item runs can mean stuff. I do think, like, if, like, you're like, oh, I beat Red Zone Broly in 4 turns with these characters, that means something as well, for sure, right? It shows which characters, you know, can have the most explosive power. Like, I think that does matter. So that's a good one, for sure. Elements strengthened as scores fall. Not really too sure what it means by that. Feedback on the burst mode character formation. Interesting to play using characters I don't normally use. Yes, yeah. For me, I do like that, right? Like, I was very excited I could use the really shitty STR Trunks and Goten, the Dragon Ball superhero character, and also STR Kefla in the recent Gotenks burst mode, right? And both characters almost got me killed, like, but it's still like I do enjoy actually using characters I haven't had a chance to use a lot. Using characters I don't usually use, but I think the formation needs to be... No. I'm fine using characters I don't usually use. Implementation of burst mode increased the desire to get a new character. Oh, so they're saying, hey, we dropped that Beerus burst mode. Did you summon for God Goku to yeah, this is the one they're looking at. Like, yeah, did you summon for God Goku just for burst mode? Say yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm drawing on the banner until I get one every month. That does sound like me. You'll wait for the character to come back. No change in wanting to get the character because of burst mode. Blah 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 blah. All right, this is the one. How happy are you with the item that can be exchanged with burst mode coin? I would say not very happy because it's like that's it. And this is what, yeah, mating meat, dude. I want to purchase some mating meat with the burst coins. Hell yeah. But like, okay, so it's aged meat, awakening metals. I believe that's dragon stones. What is that? Kai's training items, skill orbs. I mean, I certainly would take skill orbs. Yeah, I for sure. Oh, interesting. Is this them saying that they're gonna like put out like a video of them doing burst mode? Sure, I would like to see that. Like, remember we'd be waiting for character info, the typical like 4 a.m. Eastern time, and then they drop like the Dokkan Road videos. You guys remember that? Yeah, me and Goresh would always laugh about that. Oh, Dokkan Road when we're waiting for like, LR Evolution Blue Vegeta and Kaioken Goku. Awesome. Pre-play video of official burst mode, blah, 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 blah. So I think that's pretty much it right there, right? Interesting. So, okay, one of the big things I'm looking at with this, because typically, if we see these types of things pop up in surveys, it means we're going to see it pop up in game. And they did mention that they planned on making burst coins readily available to purchase other things. So this could be good, right? You could, do burst mode and get extra stones. You could get skill orbs. Kai's training items, like this is good. I think them using the burst coin like currency and giving us more options to buy things with it, that's one of the most important things. I think giving the bosses more like creating more sliders, like giving the bosses more abilities, maybe even restricting what we can do a little bit more is good. I like burst mode. Again, because it's kind of just like an accessory to every month celebration. Like, I'm sure we're going to get some sort of burst mode, maybe for the Goku Dokkan event and the Piccolo Jr. Dokkan event. I'd say there's a very good chance or something like that, right? Maybe, I guess there's the only Dragon Ball Saga story event that covers that world tournament. There's one from the 8th anniversary, which isn't out on JP. Or on Global, and then there's the other one, which is the 7th anniversary story event, right? So I don't know. I feel like we're probably gonna get burst modes, potentially for the new Dokkan events. I would say there's a good chance. Because again, these are sort of monthly. Now, real quick, I just want to pull up the story events I was talking about. So there's 3 right here. This is the 7th anniversary one. The first 3 these are Goku's fights. Goku fights Chi-Chi in the first round, then Tien, and then, of course, Piccolo Jr. at the end. But typically, burst modes are the final stage. I doubt we're going to get burst mode against Anine. That doesn't really make a ton of sense. Then there's the 8th anniversary events right here. The first one is against Piccolo Jr., but it's only, and typically it is the last stage, but against Omega Shenron, probably not. And then I think this one also includes, no, it doesn't. Yeah, this one doesn't include, so the only like 23rd World Tournament stuff we have is this right here, the first stage of this event, and then the first 3 stages of this one. So I think if we're going to get a whatchamacallit, like a burst mode during this celebration, which I bet we will, it's probably going to be on Goku and Piccolo Jr.'s Dokkan events. So, all right, let me know what you guys think of the burst mode survey. I hopefully, we'll see these new items available for purchase from burst mode. I think that certainly would be pretty cool. I definitely look forward to doing a burst mode against like these enemies right here. Piccolo Jr. is not like a boss that we fought a million times. So, like a Piccolo Jr. burst mode I think would be pretty fun. So, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.